Look at that. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Finally comes to Japan, March 3rd. Anyways, what's up, Aka Cats? Aka-san here, ready to watch this movie. I know you can't tell what the hell that is. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Something Quantumania, the furious world of Fast and Furious world of Quantumania or something like that. You know, it is what it is. It came out today. I'm watching the late showing. Sorry, I was busy. They were too busy promoting Demon Slayer or something like that. Some kind of movie, Purikura no Henshin. I don't know, whatever. Damn, everything all at once. Everything everywhere all at once. And then I don't even know what this movie is. Something about David Bowie? Interesting. Anyways, guys, Ant-Man, I don't know even what to tell you. Like, I didn't even finish the second Ant-Man movie. Sorry, I didn't even watch the beginning of the second Ant-Man movie. I was late years ago, didn't make it on time, and I just never felt the need to finish it. So, I will tell you that Ant-Man itself as a character, whatever. These movies have been whatever. Peyton Reed, whatever. But Ant-Man was the freaking VIP of Endgame. And he was great in Civil War. Every Avengers movie, Ant-Man has been damn good. That's what's so surprising, right? But his own movies, whatever, right? I don't know what it is. I think Paul Rudd does a great job. Is it because it's a different director? Is it because it's the Russo brothers? I don't know. Anyways, I'm looking forward to this movie. Jonathan Myers looks like it looks like a pretty damn good, the new version of Kang that he's doing. I think that's probably the only good part of the movie, possibly. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing. You know, Michelle Pfeiffer, Michael Douglas, great actors, but, you know, not necessarily, wait, is that Michael Douglas or Martin Sheen? No, yeah, I'm right, right? Michael Douglas, not Martin Sheen. Not necessarily like the biggest draw anymore. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to the movie. I'm waiting for DC Sun. I may not be able to get his commentary in all likelihood because once the movie ends, I have 5 minutes to take the last train. God damn, this snow has been really good to my skin. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the inside for Ant-Man and the Wasp 3 or something. The majestic world of Quantumania. I don't know. Anyway, you know what my feeling about this. Come on, Marvel. Give me a good one. It's phase 5. Let's make this happen, Captain. Oh, Lord. Ah, man, just got out the theater. DC Sun, just saw him off. He's got to drive home real quick, and I'm taking my last train, but I'll give you DC Sun's thoughts before I forget. He said it was pretty good for an Ant-Man movie. It was good as a movie. No big complaints there. He said Jonathan Myers his performance was fantastic, as everybody has been saying. And he said that, is that spoilerish? We'll just say the people that Jonathan plays, he said was quite even more definitive than Benedict Cumberbatch in the way he portrayed different Stranges, I guess, if that makes sense, okay? Anyways, I gotta catch this train. I'll get home and record the rest of my thoughts when I get home. All right, I gotta go. Bye. Okay. All right. Aka-san is back home. Let's get our thoughts together here and let's figure out what did we think about Ant-Man and the Quantumania? The Quantumania. Is that what it's called? It is called Ant-Man. It's a nice poster, though. At least Japan always knows. It's actually the best poster in quite some time. But you know, honestly, I honestly don't. This movie wasn't really. It was more of a Janet movie. Honestly, it was a Janet and Kang movie. To be honest, that's what it really felt like. Felt like a Janet and Kang movie. Scott was there. He was kind of there. I was a little disappointed. I wouldn't say disappointed, but like if you can remember from my trailer review, my I was under the impression that there was going to be a lot more about Scott losing time, being locked up, then being gone for 5 years during the blip, and being under house arrest and just not being able to see his daughter grow up. That's what I thought. That was going to be kind of the driving force, where Scott was going to do a morally conflicting sort of decision with Kang, not knowing Kang was a bad dude, apparently, right? But that wasn't the case. It was something a little more shallow, honestly. It was a little more one-dimensional, and I don't even think the movie was that bad. I don't think the movie was bad at all. It just was like whatever. It was just kind of a generated movie, so to speak. It had kind of all the not kind of all the it was hitting all the beats, but just not really like that investing, I guess. Yeah, I still think it's probably the best Ant-Man movie. No, I take that back. I still think the first Ant-Man movie was really probably the best one, because it really focused on an Ant-Man sort of story, right? On ants and things like that, right? So it kind of was really grounded. But I would say, I guess in terms of science-wise, it's interesting because I feel like this could have been a Fantastic Four type of movie as well, exploring the quantum realm, so to speak. It could have been a Fantastic Four plus Ant-Man movie, and it all would have been kind of the same, so to speak, I guess. I personally, I did like Jonathan Meyer's performance. I thought he did great. That's without spoiling anything. There is a lot of stuff that is going to be leading into Phase 5, but honestly speaking, that kind of concerns me a bit. It's weird. It's weird in some form or fashion, because I don't like, if Kang is really, with simplifying it the most, if Kang is really supposed to be the next big bad, the way some reviews were saying how Thanos was the appetizer, Kang is the main meal. I don't know about that right now. The after credit scenes had me a little cringing a bit. Like I just kind of chuckled, actually. The first after credit scene was just like, okay. Like kind of I don't know exactly how to explain it, but if you've seen some of the old sci-fi movies, I'm talking that old Spawn movie, and you'll know exactly what scene that I'm talking about when you see the first after credit scene. You'll know exactly, if you remember that Spawn movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, where it kind of it's almost the same thing in some form or fashion, where it's just kind of goofy a little bit. That's the way I kind of felt out of it. And so I'm a little worried. I don't know if the exact hype is there the same way where, Thanos is coming. The idea, obviously not really a spoiler, but the Kang Dynasty, like this idea, I really hope it'll hold. I really hope it'll be like, I do feel at this moment we have seen the best Kang so far in the Ant-Man movie. That for sure. He Who Remains was there, in Loki. It's fine, but whatever. But I thought I saw the coolest one. The Kang the Conqueror in this movie so far was the coolest one. So, and I did like that. That was outstanding. Again, everybody else was just kind of there. It kind of worked at the same time, but it was a weird way of sort of, the movie spent a lot of time creating a universe that I don't know is going to still be around are we ever going to revisit the quantum universe? I don't know. So that I'm kind of mixed on that, because it was like they spent a lot of time world building, but because we've seen this happen so many times with Marvel, it's kind of like, well, is this gonna just be a one and done sort of thing? Are they never gonna mention this universe ever again? That sort of thing. That's the thing that was kind of strange about it all. So, but overall, it was pretty cool. It was a cool movie. I don't think it was a bad movie. I don't know if it was really a memorable movie though either. I definitely liked it much better than Thor: Love and Thunder. But the thing is like, you can't disappoint me with an Ant-Man, because there was really with an Ant-Man movie, because there was no expectation to begin with. You know what I mean? Like I was like, whatever, it's Ant-Man, right? Uh, but a Thor movie should be godly, right? It should be mighty. And I guess that's the thing. So, I guess it was a good starting point for Phase 5. I'm a little worried because part of me also doesn't feel that interested in Phase. Like, it's one movie, I know. But I don't have that, like, hype to, like, that drive to be like, yeah, this is going to be an awesome phase, so to speak, I was still hoping to have some questions answered from the beginning of Phase 4 with Shang-Chi. So, with those after credits, I thought we were getting close to it. Especially with the whole rings kind of looking very similar to Kang's sort of deal. But no. I don't know. It was a movie. It existed. I watched it, and that's my review, basically. Nothing to really go rush out and watch. I personally think, and I hate to say it, but I personally think you can wait for Disney Plus. Wait 45 days. It'll be out on Disney Plus, and you can visually. It did look cool. It did look cool in IMAX 3D. But obviously, I think they could have done it a little bit better. But I know why they did it cheaper, in some sense, where obviously they created everything on a screen. Like, the entire world was done almost, I'm sure most of the world was done via green screen, and a lot of changes were probably made late in the game. But at the same time, you could also kind of tell, like, most of the time that the actors were just not really staring, like, they weren't looking at anything. And they have nothing. They probably had no idea what they were like. They were in a blue room or a green room, and they were just like, man, this is amazing. I never thought the scientific community would ever see this day. They're not even looking at anything, right? It was just a lot of those times where obviously, there's not much they could do about that, but it was just kind of like, yeah, you could tell, like, the actors weren't really existing or reacting to anything immediately. Like, they didn't really have much of a visualization of what they were dealing with, and it felt a little empty a bit, at least with Star Wars, you do feel, or even The Mandalorian, I guess that's the best episode, best example, is like, you kind of feel like a world is being created, and you kind of feel like that set is alive, because there's a lot of CG work. I'm sure it just didn't really feel exactly like they were living in it. It felt very flat, so to speak. And I guess the only other added point I'm going to say is, I think the lines are starting to get a little blurred now between things that could be on Disney Plus and then things that should be on Disney Plus, so to speak, or some things that are on Disney Plus, but it's good enough that it could have been on the main screen, on the silver screen or the big screen, whatever, in theaters. I think that line is getting kind of blurry now, because sometimes when watching a movie, I'm like, this kind of felt like a very long Disney Plus special, so to speak, and not really epic like a movie, right? So, and without spoiling anything, in credits sort of look like they're kind of leading into more Disney Plus sort of material. So it's weird. It's weird, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's as bad. The story is not as bad as I think Rotten Tomatoes is making it out to seem or anything like that. But it, it's just not, and it's just it. I think unfortunately Marvel is starting to become exactly the stereotype that people have criticized them with for years now. It's starting to show some of the cracks in the armor. Like, these movies are not really, the hype is not really there as strong as it used to be, right? So it's interesting. It's going to be interesting, but I'm looking forward, I guess, the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Hopefully that'll stand on its own while giving something back to continue the phases, the phase 5. We'll see. Anyways, Red Nation, stand up, speak up, let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you on the next review. Peace, y'all.